While millions of Americans are deciding day by day how they're going to coexist and survive with the uneasiness that is happening now with the 21-day government shutdown and counting, there was a luncheon given at what used to be the Rose Garden on the White House grounds. Of course, all the Republicans were invited as they were receiving instructions from President Trump, according to the headline of Bloomberg. Quote, Trump tells GOP to stand firm, quote, we will not be extorted, end quote. Tyrone Bowman Live, I'm going to talk about this story that was written for Bloomberg by Emily Birnbaum and Jennifer A. Dolhe. So let's talk about it and find out exactly what's going on. Quick announcement. I want to thank you all for subscribing to Tyrone Bowman Live. Appreciate it. And also, would you kindly help me to build the Tyrone Bowman Live studio? I'm just simply asking as many people as possible out of the 2,400 subscribers that we have to send $1 to my Cash App so that I can continue to pay the graphic designer for the studio that's being made, and hopefully we get the monies that we need. We'll get it all finished before the holiday season is over. Simply check me out at Cash App, $Piexel, Piexel number 4. Thank you. All right, according to Bloomberg, President Donald Trump urged Senate Republicans to hold the line as the U.S. government shutdown extends into its 21st day, warning Democrats that they would bear the political fallout of the impasse if they do not vote quickly to approve funding. Quote, our message has been very simple. We will not be extorted on this crazy plot of theirs, end quote, Trump said Tuesday at an event in the White House Rose Garden where he hosted Senate Republicans for a lunch in a display of party unity. This is the problem right here. Culpability of any kind is being accepted on the part of the MAGA-owned Republicans. They have sold their souls for a slice of bread. These Republicans are the worst group of Republicans in the history of this nation. They would rather go to a luncheon at the White House to solidify their unity of obstinance, while millions of Americans are going through pure hell right now, stating that Democrats will bear the fallout from this. How many times have I said the Republicans control the Senate, the Republicans control Congress, and the Republicans control the White House? The Democrats are the minority in all this, and you want the Democrats to acquiesce and bow down and do what you all say. So this is the political mind games and the political football that's being played out before our eyes. And telling people every day, well, it's the Democrats' fault. They're the ones that are responsible. How are the Democrats responsible for standing up for everyday people when it comes to not gutting Obamacare? They want to annihilate Obamacare. They want it reduced to nothing. Meanwhile, millions of these obstinate Republicans down in the southern states have been the recipients of Obamacare. And they're still whining, and they're still crying, and they're still complaining. Later Tuesday, Trump said he would meet with Democratic congressional leaders Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries, but only after the shutdown ends. Who's trying to extort who here? No, he is not going to meet with them. I don't believe it. I believe it's a ploy to get the Democrats to do what they want and then tell them, we're not going to meet with you anyway. I haven't met with the Democrats thus far. The Democrats have been eviscerated verbally ever since the November election was over. I would love to meet. I would like to meet with both of them, but I set one little caveat. I will only meet if they let the country reopen, Trump told reporters, adding that the Democratic Party is led by stupid people, quote, close quote. and the Republicans are so much smarter? These Republicans think that they're so smug with their racism, with their bigotry, with their outright profunery. It's a game to these people, ladies and gentlemen. They don't care anything about you. They only care about their own political interest. That's all they care about. They care about scoring political points. And I'll tell you the reason why the the Republicans are going to go along with any and everything, because they have too much dirt in their personal closets. Democrats have been pushing for a meeting with Trump, arguing that direct talks is the only way to end the shutdown. Well, everybody else has been invited to the White House. I've seen them come from around the world to Washington, D.C. But the Democrats, I wonder if the Republican SNAP benefits have been cut in the Republican territories. Republican leaders have sought to hold a firm line, saying that Democrats need to vote to reopen the government before they will agree to discussions about renewing the health care subsidies at the center of the shutdown fight. The Democrats better not acquiesce and do what these people want. Let the government stay closed. Democrats have insisted they will not reopen the government until Republicans agree to extend Obamacare premium subsidies to head off a spike in insurance premiums for more than 22 million Americans. Republicans in both chambers say they will not extend the subsidies without significant changes. You know why? Because half of them are investing in the companies that are overcharging people for health care. The billionaires who are profiteering from all the health care subsidies want everyday people to just have the bare minimum health coverage. And while the insurance companies continue to charge large premiums unscrupulously and care nothing about the cost from the average individual. They want it to go bankrupt. They've been trying to overturn Obamacare since 2016. That's what they've been doing. And they're still working on it. The Democrats better not go along with what these diminutive Republicans want. They better stand firm and hold the line. They better not let their constituents down going into the 2026 midterm elections. The Republicans have no significant agenda ahead of them going into the midterm elections. This is political posturing. This is all that this is. This is all that this is. As the economic strain intensifies, both parties have continued to blame each other over the shutdown. Hundreds of thousands of federal workers will miss a second paycheck in the coming days, and the Federal Aviation Administration said there are flight delays and air controller shortages in airports across the country. I bet you these senators haven't missed a paycheck. Their health care is still functioning just fine. They're not missing anything. But yet they're the ones who are always complaining about how unfair the Democrats are. The Democrats don't have to get along with that. Why should they? They have been lambasted, ostracized, disrespected, talked about every step of the way, in every turn. From day one, the congressional leader, Johnson, has not been nice to the Democrats at all. And now you want the Democratic Party leaders to bow down at the altar of nonsense and stupidity and go along with what you want them to go along with because you say, because they are the minority, that they should just do what you say like you're scolding a child? How would they feel if their grandmother or grandfather or mother or father depended on SNAP? Now let's just put it the way it is, food stamps. government subsidies and welfare. How would they feel? How would they feel if government workers in their family didn't get paid? They're the ones who control the purse strings, so why are they not being paid? Trump argued that voters would hold Democrats responsible for disruptions caused by the shutdown, including federal workers going without pay and shuttered museums. Over 1 million federal workers right now, as you know, are going unpaid. That's the Democrats' fault. And children, tourists unable to visit the museums in Washington, D.C., he added. Well, let's examine that. Whose fault is it that 1 million governmental workers haven't been paid? This shutdown could have been averted before it had even started. But you know why it came into play? Because behind the scenes, see, this is what you all don't pay attention to. Behind those closed doors and chambers, they were told to shut the government down because they think it's going to help them in the upcoming midterm elections. They think that everybody is going to blindly and willfully vote for these disastrous Republicans. And until it comes to your city, your town, your neighborhood, your family, you won't give a damn about what happens for the majority of them down in the southern states, the red states, where you have the poorest of the poor still. And individuals are hurting big time. I was over on Instagram before I came over here, some foolish video. They had a man from down Republican territory make believing he was crying about how his food stamps were going to be cut off. He couldn't even read the teleprompter right. He couldn't even read the cue card that they put in front of him. He bumbled it up. Don't believe everything that you see, because it's not what it appears to be. And if some of you Republicans are being offended by what I'm saying, I really don't care. Because I'm offended by the verbiage and garbage that you all speak out of your mouths every day, especially coming into the comment section. Senate Republican leader John Thune speaking to reporters after the lunch. So children are going hungry, but they're having lunch. Families can barely pay their gas, electric, and rent, but they're having lunch. Gas prices are out of control. Inflation is out of control, but they would rather be at the White House having lunch. Individuals are hurting and suffering with Medicaid and Medicare, but they're having lunch. So after he finished his lunch, he left the White House hopeful that this will be the week we break out of this. How? Thune said he planned to bring another vote on a continuing resolution Wednesday. They'll also vote on a measure that would pay federal employees and military service members for working during the shutdown in a bid to raise pressure on Democrats. It's not going to raise pressure on Democrats, and they're not going to force the Democrats to do what they want. You all within the Republican Party haven't done anything to benefit Democrats or Democratic voters. But you want Democrats to bow down to you all because you say so. That's why there are mass demonstrations going on around the country leading up to the midterm 2026 elections. People are tired. They're fed up. Meanwhile, innocent men and women are being attacked right and left, all over the place. We'll see how the Democrats react to that, Thune said. At some point, the Democrats are going to have to say yes for an answer. No, the Democrats don't have to say yes. They don't have to cave in. They don't have to bow down. They don't have to submit. That's why we're in this mess in the country that we're in today, because the Democrats did not fight hard enough when they had the chance to. Grow a spine within the Democratic Party. Hold town hall meetings all across this country. Come out of your offices, roll up your sleeves, loosen your ties. Let your constituents know that you are fighting for them and tell them what the problems really are. Schumer told reporters Tuesday that he and House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries wanted to meet with Trump before the president departs later this week for a trip to Asia. Look, Hakeem and Schumer, since the people in your party are not going to tell you, I'm going to tell you. Knock it the hell off. Stop begging. Stop whining. Be the leaders within your parties. Do what you have to do. Stop begging people for their attention. I'll be right back right after this. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm serious. Schumer and Hakeem, y'all need some backbone. You all need to stand up and be leaders within the Democratic Party for real and fight for your people. I'm like this. If you don't like me, I don't like you. If you don't want to talk to me, I don't want to talk to you. That's the bottom line. I don't beg people to get along with me. I don't want to curry people's favor. I don't care who they are, what they are, or how much money they have, or what they don't have. If you like me, so be it. I could care less. That's what makes me me. That's the problem in America now. People are begging and clamoring for someone's affection, for someone's attention. Then they lose their right minds when they can't get it. As long as you can meet with your constituents and your party, forget the Republican Party. Battle it out going into the midterm elections. Let the government stay shut down. Battle it out. Make it a part of the battle, the rally and battle cry. Make it a part of the campaign stump. Make it a part of the campaign political ads. Use it to your advantage. That's what they would do to you. Stop being so passive when it comes to your enemy. Trump and administration officials have made clear they intend to inflict pain, on Democratic constituencies if the standoff continues, using the fight as an opportunity to slash the federal bureaucracy and terminate funding in states run by political opponents. This is called weaponization. The president has pledged to release a list of federal programs slated for cuts, which he said would target Democrat programs. No, that would target Black people. See, I can cut through all this verbiage and tell you what they really want to say, but they won't say it. You're not going to hurt Black people. We'll be fine. We have always survived. We will continue to survive. We are used to individuals not liking us, loving us, or treating us with kind. We've already seen how this administration feels about Black people. Trump praised the White House budget director, whom he likened Tuesday to the Star Wars villain Darth Vader, for moving to freeze some funding during the standoff. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers announced Friday it will pause $11 billion in infrastructure projects in states that voted for Democrat Kamala Harris. That's all this is about. Punishing people for exercising their constitutional right to vote for the political candidate of their choice. This is dictatorial. So because individuals, you know what? The hell with it. Let the streets cave in. Let them fall apart. It doesn't matter. The neighborhoods are going to hell anyway. They're falling apart. Gentrification will fix it up because they want to make money. So when the gentrifiers come in, I'll bet you they'll change the position then. So Trump's 2024 election rival, much of that, $7 billion of the total in New York State, which Trump has particularly singled out, New York is home to the top Democrats in both the U.S. House and Senate. Jefferson and Schumer, respectively. Earlier this month, the White House halted $18 billion in New York infrastructure funding affecting the Hudson Tunnel Project and Second Avenue subway. Let it go to hell. Let it fall to pieces. We're not going to cry over a tunnel. You don't want to fix it? Don't fix it. You know who's going to be hurt? The autocrats are going to be hurt. You know who's going to be hurt? The affluent people in New York City is going to be hurt. Businesses are going to suffer. Don't you know that people who have nothing to lose do not care about all this political crap that's going on? Many of the things that they're cutting, like the New York project, $20 billion, we're cutting it. They're not going to get it back, Trump added Tuesday. They're not get it back. Maybe we'll talk to them about it, but they're losing all the things that they wanted. They weren't going to get them anyway. Never believe anything coming from your enemy. Voigt has threatened more federal layoffs, saying he expects government employees' dismissals to exceed more than 10,000 workers. Layoff notices have already gone out to more than 40,000. Well, you know what? I don't even have to read the rest of that because it was going to happen anyway. Remember, Elon Musk in his Doge department. This was already in the works. This has nothing to do with a government shutdown. It was going to take place to begin with from its inception. It was systematically planned with Project 20, whatever they want to call it, 2025. It was all systematically planned. This is all part of their architectural design to make billionaires even richer and to cause chaos, pandemonium, confusion, racism, bigotry. That's just a smokescreen. And while people are concentrating on that crap, they're behind the scenes doing everything that they want to do. On the golf course, smoking and drinking and making deals to destroy people's lives. With both sides seemingly dug in recent days, some hardline conservative lawmakers, there's nothing conservative about Republicans, nothing, have expressed more openness to altering the Obamacare subsidies rather than ending them. End them. I don't care. End it all. Now listen to this lie. Quote, if you want to come forward with reforms to the healthcare system, I'm happy to look at. Representative Chip Roy of Texas told reporters about renewing Obamacare subsidies. Any deal, however, will require steep concessions from Democrats. Are you serious? Deep concessions? Why? Because you don't want black people to have health care? Because you don't want poor people to have health care? But meanwhile, all the Congress people, all the senators and their families get the best health care packages in the nation. I don't believe nothing Johnson says. Stop listening to lies. Stop being blinded. Stop letting these people on all these networks, especially the ones over there where they cater and bow down to the altar of the Republicans. Stop letting them fill you lies, recycled over and over and over again. Do your own homework. Do your own research for yourself. Don't be like the MAGA Republicans. They just wait for sound bites and stuff to come through X instead of actually doing their homework. That's why they are the individuals that they cater to. They don't like a well-informed, educated, intelligent, articulate, conscientious voter because they do their homework and they do it vigorously. So let the government stay shut down. I bet you the Republicans will do everything they want to do with the government shut down and then pretend like nothing's going on behind the scenes. Never surrender, never quit.